Here with Tecia Torres. She's one of the newest members of the UFC. She'll be part of the new strawweight division that will be starting soon with the company. So how excited are you to be a part of UFC?
Very excited, very honored, and it's a lifelong dream coming true.
Was there any time where you were worried about whether or not your division was going to be added to the UFC? Because obviously it was just a fight to get women into the UFC, but it was always at 135, and now the strawweight division is going to be a part of the company.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think that we were going to be put in. For a long time there was rumors, oh, 115 is going to go in, and then they're like, oh, it's not. So I told my mom, I'm 24 now, I told her by the time I'm 25, if I don't get into the UFC, I'm going to have to start, picking some other options, because Invicta's great, but honestly it's not realistically enough money to get, have a career out of it. So after my last fight, when I beat Felice Herrig, Dana called me right up and told me I'd be a part of TUF 20 and made my dreams come true.
So now all you got to do is sit back and wait for the Ultimate Fighter show to actually begin. You're considered one of the favorites going into the house. How do you feel about that tag of being a favorite?
It's pretty surreal. I just became a pro about a year and a half ago. I'm 4-0. But I think that my talent and my skills in ring have spoken for itself, and that's why they've picked me as an early favorite. I think they're right about it, but I'm just going to look at myself as the underdog coming in with maybe less experience than some of the other girls, but I'm coming in there to win the whole show.
You've been involved in mixed martial arts since the age of 5. What attracted you to the sport?
Honestly, my mom put me in karate and my sister for discipline, and she hated it. I loved every minute of it. I competed in sport karate, point fighting forms, and I stayed until I was 17. Then I became kickboxing to jiu-jitsu to MMA. I just transitioned.
Did it ever seem any weird or any point? Was there a lot of girls that were doing it at that time, or was it a lot of boys that you were training against?
All boys. When I started in ~95, there was no girls at all. I would compete. It would just be tall and short. I'd always be in the short, but all boys. I was the only girl. I'd make the boys cry. It was really, really, I think that's what made me the tough girl I am today, because I trained with boys, and then as a teenager I still trained with men, and then women started doing it, but they would just do the kickboxing aspect, not so much for fitness they would do it. They wouldn't do the hard stuff. So I've always trained with men, and it just, correlated to today when I'm able to train with men, and then now I have awesome female teammates, so it's really cool too.
Does that give you a lot more confidence, especially when you're learning the sport, that not only are you becoming better, but you're beating up the men too?
Yeah, it gives me confidence just to know that I'm tough enough to hang in there with the guys. I mean, obviously now when I train with my teammates that are men, they're not going to hit me 100%, but they definitely give me a good look as if they were another 115-pound girl. So it's really well.
You said your mom got you into the sport, so you're black belt karate, yes, black belt jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai. And what belt are you now in jiu-jitsu?
I'm a 4-stripe blue belt. I should probably get a gig in my purple by the end of the year or so.
What was it about? I mean, I know you got introduced into it early with karate, but what was it about it that made you stick with it for so long? Because I know some people now, they don't go that far in karate necessarily like they would with the other disciplines.
I think it was more of just it being a passion. My karate instructor was more like a father figure to me. It wasn't, I wouldn't want to say the McDonald karate schools, but it really wasn't. We went in there, we trained really, really hard, and to this day I still speak to him. He's not my trainer anymore, but he's a big part of my life. He brought me up. He instilled discipline in me. I always got straight A's, and I really can contribute that to martial arts.
So after training for so long, was there ever any kind of question that you wanted to do this for a career, or what was that like when you actually became professional?
I looked at it being as a career after I turned into MMA, because I said, wow, I'm doing really well in this. I'm not losing. I'm beating some really talented girls, and I saw the future with Gina Carano, now Ronda Rousey, and then all the rumors about the UFC picking us up. So I said I'd give myself a chance, and if it didn't work out, I have 2 degrees. I finished college, so I'd always have that to fall back on. I'm still young, so while I don't have a family, I'm not married, why don't I try it out?
I was going to say, was there anybody that you looked towards that you really looked up to when it came to a female fighter?
I've looked up to various women throughout the years, no one in particular, but anybody who's been out there and fighting them in the ring. There's some of the girls that I might not like outside the ring, but their passion inside the ring and their skill level inside the ring, I've looked up to.
So how long until you actually get the opportunity to fight?
I'll be fighting at TUF 20, so we go out to film in the next few weeks or a couple months, and then September time the show will air, so we'll know then who became the champion, and that will be me.
So do you do any kind of special mental preparation for when that opportunity comes? Because I know a lot of people talk about it's one thing to watch it, but it's another thing to actually be in the house and get a little stir crazy.
Yeah, that would be the biggest fear of mine, is just being in the house for 6 weeks with 15 different women and not being able to go on social media, talk to my mom, who I talk to almost on a daily basis, talk to my boyfriend, so that I'm mentally preparing myself for, and just knowing that I'm there for one reason only, is to get that belt. In 6 weeks, I'll live the life as a champion. I'll get to talk to my mom. I'll get to tell everybody, I can't tell them what happened, but I feel like I had the most amazing experience of my life.
Tecia, thanks for the time, and best of luck on the show. Appreciate it.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.